The global supply chain. It's something most people never think about until it stops working. But what if I told you that a single shipping delay, just one, could ripple across the world, disrupting industries, economies, and even your daily life? Imagine this. A container ship gets stuck in the Suez Canal, and within days, fuel prices rise, supermarket shelves go empty, and companies lose billions. A factory in China shuts down for just a week, and suddenly, automakers in the US have to halt production. It sounds dramatic, but this isn't just theory. It's already happened. Our world is built on an invisible web of supply chains, a delicate, interconnected system where everything depends on perfect timing. But when one part of that system fails, the whole thing starts to unravel. This is the story of how a single delay can shake the world. To understand how one delay can cause chaos, let's first break down how the global supply chain actually works. Take something simple, your smartphone. You might think of it as just a product, but in reality, it's a collaboration of dozens of countries. The lithium in your battery, mined in Chile. The microchips, manufactured in Taiwan. The glass screen, produced in Japan. The assembly happens in China. And then, it's loaded onto a cargo ship, transported across thousands of miles, unloaded at a port, placed on a truck, and finally, it arrives at your doorstep. All of this happens seamlessly until it doesn't. Because the moment just one part of this system breaks, everything grinds to a halt. Now, what happens when one part of this system faces an unexpected delay? The consequences can be staggering. In March 2021, a single container ship, the Ever Given, got stuck in the Suez Canal, one of the most critical trade routes in the world. For 6 days, nothing could move. The results? Over 400 ships were backed up, carrying goods worth $9 billion per day. Oil prices spiked because fuel shipments were delayed. Manufacturers ran out of parts, leading to slowdowns in factories worldwide. Supermarkets and retailers faced shortages for months afterward. One ship, 6 days, and the consequences lasted for months. In 2020, COVID-19 forced chip factories to shut down. No big deal, right? Wrong. Microchips power everything: cars, phones, appliances, even medical devices. But when production slowed down, the impact was massive. Automakers like Ford and GM had to halt production because they couldn't get chips. Used car prices skyrocketed because new cars were in short supply. Tech companies struggled to meet demand for laptops, gaming consoles, and phones, all because a tiny microchip was missing from the equation. Then in 2021, major ports in Los Angeles and Long Beach became so backed up that ships had to wait weeks just to unload. The reason? Not enough workers, not enough truck drivers, and too much demand. Retailers ran out of stock, making everything from furniture to electronics harder to find. Shipping costs exploded, making everyday goods more expensive. Small businesses suffered, unable to restock products in time for the holidays. Each of these examples started with one delay, but the consequences spread across industries, countries, and economies. So why does one small delay cause such big problems? The answer lies in how our supply chains are designed. Most companies today don't stockpile inventory. They use a method called just-in-time manufacturing, meaning parts arrive only when needed. This saves money, but it also means that any disruption causes instant shortages. Over 60% of the world's semiconductors come from just one country, Taiwan. China is the world's largest exporter of raw materials and consumer goods. When one of these key suppliers faces a problem, the whole world feels it. So, can we fix this? Maybe, but it won't be easy. Instead of relying on distant factories, companies are moving production closer to home. Apple is investing billions in US-based chip manufacturing to reduce dependence on Taiwan. Another rising threat is cybersecurity. A single cyber attack can cripple operations, bringing entire supply chains to a standstill. In 2017, the NotPetya malware attack did exactly that, shutting down Maersk, one of the world's largest shipping companies. The result? Weeks of disruption, massive financial losses, and delayed shipments across the globe. In a world that increasingly relies on digital infrastructure, even a single vulnerability can have catastrophic consequences. Geopolitical risks add another layer of instability. Trade wars, tariffs, and sanctions can force companies to scramble for alternative suppliers overnight. When political tensions rise, businesses face tough choices: adapt, absorb the financial hit, or risk falling behind. So, how do we fix it? AI and predictive analytics are already transforming supply chain management, helping companies anticipate delays and find solutions before disruptions escalate. Some businesses are also moving away from just-in-time manufacturing, choosing resilience over efficiency by keeping more inventory on hand. Others are diversifying suppliers, investing in automation, and even stockpiling critical components to prevent shortages before they happen. These changes could make global supply chains stronger, but they won't happen overnight. Reshoring factories, restructuring inventory strategies, and securing logistics networks take years, if not decades. The real question is, will businesses act fast enough before the next crisis hits? These changes could make the system stronger, but will take years to implement. The global supply chain is an engineering marvel, a delicate, interconnected system that keeps the world running. But its greatest strength is also its biggest weakness. Because when everything is built for efficiency, there's no room for error. The next time you see an empty shelf, a price hike, or a delayed package, remember, it's not just an inconvenience. It's a warning sign of how deeply fragile our global systems really are.